Hello, Kenny. What do you think about the Corona-19 virus?
My direct thought about COVID 19 is it's like religion, it's a form of control.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? You know,
please explain.
it's called, it more or less like what the gentleman said earlier. It's a plandemic. You know what I mean? Pandemic and plandemic, basically. Yes, people are dying. There's something out there definitely killing people with pre-existing conditions, et cetera, et cetera. But this basically is something that was definitely created in a lab. All the roads lead to laboratory. And if you understand anything about virology, epidemiology, stuff like that, you understand the basis of the basic knowledge and fundamentals of dealing with viruses and whatnot. And this one is a little outside of the norm, basically.
Okay.
So, but I mean, it's people can still look at what I'm saying as an opinion or whatever. I mean, think it's opinionated, but it's a lot of facts out there pointing to this strain of this virus that's been around for 100 years. It's been spliced and played with and tampered with. So my initial thought is hey, they found a way to start establishing a deeper reach on control of people. So I think that's what this really is about, personally.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
So, Kenny, were you or anybody you know affected by the COVID-19 disease?
actually, yes. My niece and nephew, their aunt died. In-law passed from it, and childhood friend.
Okay, how did it affect you all?
Well, I mean, it was it's tough losing people you care and love about, But unfortunately, they both had pre-existing conditions. One was waiting on lung transplant, and the other one was just obese. Like I mean, he had a bad diet, and you know what I'm saying. Like, and one thing about this virus, it was born in animals. You know what I'm saying. So when you have a diet that's full of animal,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. Like, it's just kind of cut and dry when it comes to this situation. You know what I mean. Like, the healthier your diet is, the better chance you stand of not catching it. So I mean, yeah, it directly affected all of us. But I mean, you just got to kind of know where you want to be mentally in this. You kind of like, you can choose to be fearful and kill your immune system day in and day out, or you can just continue living your life and just prepare for the worst, so to speak.
Do you think you know where they contracted the virus at?
Well, from what I understand, it was created in China, but there was a Harvard professor who was arrested and brought up on charges here, and he was arrested with two Chinese nationalists. One was a lieutenant in the Communist Army of China, and it was a female, but that got locked. All three of these people got locked up, and the Chinese lieutenant dude, he had like 21 files of a particular agent that they don't want to disclose.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and the professor's name, he's the dean of microbiology at Harvard University, dude named Charles Lieber. And it's documented, it's out, the information is there. He was working with China with the lab, and there was some other shit going on. And George Soros owns a lab over there. It's the rabbit hole goes deep when you start getting into that. So yeah, personally, I think the Democrats did it.
Well, go about preventing the virus. We're not talking about the mask and the gloves. What else could you do to prevent the virus?
I mean, outside of that, I mean, what you just disclosed, that's the one thing that the powers that be is not telling us. They're not telling us what the human body is good for on its own, because this is of the flu family, COVID-19 is, and it's sort of pretty much the same symptoms. You're having influenza type symptoms, but no one's telling you how and what you can do with your own self, you know what I mean, with your body and whatnot, what its natural defenses. This going straight from the disease or virus itself to a vaccine. Not anything in between that the body, or you know what I mean, like we can't build any antibodies or whatever to keep, so whatever. But when it comes down to like me staying like away from it in that sense, number one is the right mentality, the right concept of thought, because that's first and foremost. Your thought process and then I just do things to keep the immune system up.
So when the weather changes and it gets hotter, do you think that'll help kill the virus?
Well, one thing's for sure is that viruses of that family, of that particular type of that particular strand, they don't like heat. It's overall, it's a weak virus. It's not something that's just going to be straight through continual. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why if you recognize from a global scale, certain climates that disease is not in at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain parts of the globe where it's like hitting heavier than other places. More equatorial places, you're not seeing as many cases.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Thank you.
I believe Corona has affected all of us in a drastic way. Reminds me of something that my microbiology professor said, that we as humans believe that we are the most powerful organisms on the planet, when in fact the most powerful is the virus. And that's definitely shown that a virus can shut down a nation. After this is over, plan on, probably continuing to practice things such as social distancing and trying to stay healthy.
You could tell me some ways you can help keep the immune system strong and up?
Yeah, there's a myriad of ways to keep your immune system. One of the first ways is highly effective is you can fast for 3 days. If you fast for 3 days, your immune system re-kicks itself. That's one way to kind of aid and abet, recharge the system. Of course, all the holistic things that are out there, there's a multitude of things in regards to that. You know what I mean? All your natural, oils, extracts to take, you know what I'm saying? Like, black seed oil, elderberry, all of those things that keep your system healthy, that your system responds to. Things that have oxygen in them, eating foods that are rich in oxygen. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things, you know what I mean? But there's just as many good things that you can do, is even more bad things you can do, you know what I mean, that'll put you in line to catch it. So, you just, plenty of rest, water, you got to get that vitamin D, you got to get that sunlight. That was one of the first things I did when we first got put into this. I put a post up saying it told me to stay away from people, but it didn't tell me to stay out of the sun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the vitamin D being melanated people, you know what I'm saying? And first off, the reason why it's even hitting black people the way that it is, you know what I mean, is because of our diets.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We got a gene in us that works good. We got an element, our melanin in our skin basically, protects us against a lot of these viruses and stuff like that. Because melanin, nothing can destroy melanin. If you took the element melanin and put it in a petri dish and tried to put any chemical against it, anything known to man that kills shit, or stuff rather, pardon my French, but that melanin is insane. So it's all about your mentality, your diet, and how you live it.
Okay. So
that's the problem with most of us, the reason why it's coming at us like that, because we have some of the worst diets. But again, it's a fallacy, you know what I mean, when they say it's hitting us the most. We're only 14% of a 330 million population. So how is it hitting us the most? You see what I'm saying?
Got a good point there.
It's not enough of us for it to be hitting us the most. So, it has its effect or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? It just, you just gotta take care of yourself. That's all.
All right, man, what's going on? I'm Dion. The way Corona affected me is, first off, I lost my job. So I'm jobless, I got laid off first, then they fired me. So, I don't got no job, so bills just keep piling up. So now I'm just trying to look for a job. That's really the main thing that affected me, is I don't have no job no more. It just came out of nowhere. I honestly feel like it got blew out of proportion too, because I feel like Corona been here, right? And honestly, I feel like people been having it. But what made it worse is, you supposed to know if you have Corona or not. But I feel like the media buffed it up to scare people, that everybody started going to get tested, and before you know it, people that didn't even know they had Corona ended up finding, I got Corona. So everybody getting crazy, more cases coming out, this, that, and the third. I feel like the media made it worse than what it actually was. And yeah, I feel like, people should have been sanitary. Why Corona had to come around for people to want to wash their hands now and take all this extra precautions now because of Corona. Just quarantine, man. I stay away from people. I know this is my cousin right here, but other than that, you know, if you're not intermediate family, I'm not around you. You know, I stay away from people. Just stay in the house, play Fortnite all day. I don't do nothing. I just play some Fortnite, you know, eat snacks and stuff. You know, just do that. Trying to look for jobs because, like I said, I lost my job. But yeah, just stay away from people. You know, don't go places. You know, listen, stay in the house. Don't do nothing. Don't touch stuff like that. I'm going to a party. That's as soon as the city open up, I'm going to a party. I'm going party. I'm going to live it up because I've been in the house all the time. I'm not an introvert. I'm an extrovert. I like being around people. So yeah, I'm going to turn up. That's what I'm going to do, man. So yeah.
A lot of news, reading a lot of papers, and on the internet, there's a lot of different conspiracies with these theories that's supposed to be false and true. Like, what do you think? Do you think a lot of them hold weight or less weight, or what do you think?
Oh, first of all, the word conspiracy theory. Let's look at the origins of the word itself. It was a word, a phrase, a term rather, that was created by the CIA. The CIA created that term to basically, it's like dropping breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? Granted, the concept itself of what became conspiracy theory always existed. It was just a name that they created to basically, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes people look stupid when you start bringing up conspiracy theories or whatever. When you say that word or whatever. But unfortunately, we have it now, so it's there, it's prevalent. But in regards to this matter of dealing with conspiracy theories, like me myself, I don't deal with theories. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't need anything theoretical about this. What I need is fact. And so in order to get fact takes research. And anybody that understands anything about research knows what that yields. So upon doing the necessary research, tracing things, you see what I'm saying? Because there's a reason why coronavirus was on the back of the Lysol cans and everything else. Because again, it's been around for a long time. This is just something that's got a little modification to it or whatever, and hence the statement I made earlier in regards to it being spliced. It's definitely been created.
Is it man-made?
It's man-made for sure. There's no question about that. If you know anything about virology, you know what I'm saying, and what's in virulency, you know what I mean, things of that nature, and you start looking into all this stuff, and you just start peeling back layers, it's easy to find out about all this stuff. I mean, look at Bill Gates. You know, he's trying to, defend his name, but it's like, come on, bro. Like, you sell computers, but now you into philanthropy or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you selling vaccines, you pushing vaccines now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you know, they try to make it seem like the thing with Gates was a conspiracy theory, but it's not. His father worked with Margaret Sanger. You know what I'm saying? His grandfather, like, these people, they come from people that had certain agendas and stuff. So whether someone wants to call something conspiracy theory or not, there's treachery afoot here. You know what I mean? Like, you would have to be a fool to think that all of this is just by chance. It doesn't work like that.
So would it be a vaccine for everybody, you think?
I mean, the vaccination thing has always been an issue in society and civilization and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, giving people vaccinations and whatnot. So, I mean, to vaccinate everybody, you don't know what you're getting. It's being rushed, number one. Personally, I mean, the disease, it's been around for 100 years damn near. So you mean tell me y'all just now trying to figure out, you see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's what the Spanish flu was. I told y'all before, the Spanish flu was a form of coronavirus. So that was in 1918. You know what I'm saying? Niggas 2020.
Right.
And y'all don't have no, you don't have a something I can take for this?
Right.
A pill or some drink? You know what I'm saying? Like, a pill or some drink, it doesn't make any sense. You got space shuttles, but you can't, y'all ain't got masks, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. I mean, like, come on, man, this is a complete shit show right now with all of this. So, I mean, conspiracy theory wise, man, like, I tend not to give into that. I deal with facts. Anything speculative, I don't like to sit around and speculate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so in regards to that, yeah, I keep the conspiracy theories to a minimum, but they do exist, and because they're pure ridiculous. They're being ridiculousness. It's stupid when you hear these conspiracy theories. You know, it's the facts that don't nobody want to know. Everybody want to hear this conspiracy theory shit, but when you giving people facts, they still don't. It's like trying to wake up a Christian.
You're right.
No matter how much truth you put in these people's faces, it don't matter. So, yeah.